What up, ladies and gentlemen? All right. So let me get straight to the point. I and when I go to say this, I don't want nobody to get offended or be like, then why are you on social media? Let me talk about that. Then we're gonna get into some real detailed about my life. Right. I get on social media to talk to people, to chat with people. And when I come out here, I don't care about the likes. I don't care about the views. I don't care about attention, trying to become famous, trying to become popular, right? I care about people. That's the one thing I do care, give a shit about. And people do got to be careful what they say, right? Because that can ruin their fame. Me, yet again, I'm myself. I can't speak for nobody else. I can't say, hey, this, that, whatever. Unless if I know truth, I'm gonna speak up on it. If I was there, then I'm gonna speak up on it. If I seen a video of somebody speaking on something, I can speak, hey, this is true and this is not true. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna defend somebody I don't know anything about. That I never seen any videos doing anything about somebody, right? I can't speak on that. Here's my thing. If people come in, they come in. If people sit here and want to chat, they want to talk, we're going to talk. I'm not out here trying to get money. I'm not out here trying to get famous. 100% down the line. If somebody screens records my stuff and a lot of people get to know me because of that, hey, that's fine. That's what people used to do back in the day. They used to screen record me um, and talk. There used to be some start off to be haters that would come in just to direct what they said in my comments. That's on them. But the fact of the motion I'm speaking on, right? I don't get out here talking about raping somebody's kid or kidnapping. Some people said I took that out of context or we took it out of context. No. How could you guys kidnap some little kid and rape, gangbang somebody's little kid out of context? How do you take that out of context? How do you take the fact that people talk to underage kids when they shouldn't be? And let's remind people the age of an adult is 18. That's been the age. It's a fact. And for many people coming out here saying, well, so and so did this. Well, where's the proof? You have no proof, but somebody dated out an age range, right? Is that the exact age? Right? Do you know that to be a fact? You have to fact check yourself. A system can't fact check you. Because you could be telling the truth and the system is going to be like, nope, that's not true. And these are people trying to say they fact check stuff. You know what I mean? Their system does not work with that fact checker. We've already proven that. Because you could put out a meme that says something. Oh, we just encourage anything that goes against what our opinion is. All right. That's what a fact checker did out on Instagram. So we already brought the basis that a fact checker, the system doesn't work. You know what I mean? Off of a meme. It's just quotes and it's a saying. That's just like somebody judging somebody because of their shirt, right? That's what we're trying to point out here. There's right and then there's wrong. There's no in between, right and wrong. And I'm not better than nobody. And I want people to understand that. I might not got the following out here. I might not got people to sit there and say, hey, this dude's telling 100% truth. But here's what I do got. I got a story of my life. Is the reason why I stand behind everything I speak on. Everything. 100%. And a lot of people are like, man, you come out here, you you say something because you're upset. Yeah, I got PTSD. I'm not gonna hide that from nobody. So when I hear people talking about we will we kidnapped and we gangbanged some little girl that's dead, that's not taken out of context. That's exactly what it means. When I say I want to beat up a pedophile, exactly what my words mean. I don't know if this world has forgotten the values of life out here or what, but I do believe so. So, how I'm hoping to get through to some people is talk about my life story a little bit. I was a young little kid. My real father was in and out of my life. And I tell people just like this, I might not like my real father. And we'll get into the fact of why I'm still trying to go on about the police killing him. We'll get on that a little bit later. But let me introduce you to Drew. let me introduce you to my life when I was a young little kid. And maybe some of you will take some views and understanding to the reason why I get upset when I hear people out on the internet and you hear them say multiple times, it's just social media. Oh, them words that you're talking about, that you gang rape somebody, that you kidnap somebody. And I'm going to open up to the fact of the reason why it irritates the heck out of me. But I don't see why people support that kind of shit. Everyone that's backing you up or everybody that's supporting that person, that's sick as fuck. And maybe even them kind of people are going to understand. Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't give a fuck. Maybe it's not going to change anything for them weird motherfuckers that want to bring it to light to be okay. Let's go back when I was 3 years old. I watched a lot of things go down. Watched my mom do drugs right in front of me. Watched CPS, the police show up a lot. I was hiding. I didn't know that somebody was coming to rescue me. That somebody was trying to save my life. My mom was far from a good person. The people that my mom hung around with, not every one of them was a good person. So as time progressed in my life, from 3 years old to 8 years old, think 8 years old, we were, I don't remember exactly, I can't recall the age, but I'm not even going to put an age on it. Let's take back the 8, because I'm not going to put an age on it because I don't remember exactly when it happened. But I can recall being locked up in a room, me and my sister both, being locked up in this white house on a farm in an upstairs. And people were saying, oh, they need to be locked up. We don't want them outside. We don't want them downstairs. You know what I mean? These are the kind of people that didn't think it was okay. These are the same people that were telling my mom, and these people were fighting with my mom and all that. My mom was working for the court system at the time. But me and my sister couldn't come out to eat or drink anything. We banged on the door. And I remember there's a time that I got a phone upstairs. I think it was an old time phone, house phone. And nobody knows how I got that phone up there. And I eventually called 911. I was a young little kid. While we being locked up in a room. And believe me, we weren't just locked in a room like with a lock on the outside. It was a padlock. So that happened. And what else was it? I watched my mom get into a lot of fights. We're gonna go to about 8, 9. Was at my mom's friend's house. And one of these dudes that were claiming that they were white supremacy didn't like the fact that I had a mindset that I would stand up for anybody that told the truth. And this is what I said. I would stand up for the truth. I would stand up for anybody. I don't care their race, their color, whatever. If they're about the truth, then that's what I'm for. And dude didn't like it. He beat he beat the fuck out of me. I was either 8 or 9 at this time. It's still the fact that this dude was 30 some years old, putting his hands on a little minor. And I got beat up for it. I got beat up because I said my opinion. I got beat up because of the fact I didn't think like he did. Because I how could I go by that? When I was 10 years old, I was electrocuted, hit with hammers and all that. Ran over by a vehicle. This is when I started drinking, smoking, and doing all that shit at the age of 10. The age of 11, well, let's go back to age 10. My sister got raped. I didn't know it happened. It was a time that my sister couldn't go to school because she had kidney failure. She was born with one kidney. She got molested by my mom's husband at the time. This is the same guy that electrocuted me and all that. At the age of 11, I got raped by the same guy. At the age of 12, things were already on a destruction path. At the age of 13 is the time that I joined the gang. At the age of 14, I was in a lot of shit. People were looking at me like, damn, I was going to school, drinking, all that. Used to take the Mountain Dew bottle or a Pepsi bottle and throw in some alcohol. But the one thing I was smart about is I looked for the fact of the color. I made sure the colors matched. You know something? I didn't give a fuck. That's how I made it through school, or I tried to make it through school. I got eventually got kicked out. I got kicked out when of Maple Valley when back in ninth grade because I hurt somebody, but it was because he put his hands on my sister. When I got moved over to Charlotte, I had enemies there already. And not a lot of people liked me at that school. I was back and forth in school. I wasn't like everyone else. I didn't want friends. I couldn't trust them. If I couldn't trust my mom, because I sure in the damn hell didn't have a dad there. Like I said, my real father was in and out of my life. So, and let's remind you, this guy was a National Guards, and he's still alive to this day. But let me point something out to you before I get away from this subject. That guy that I'm talking about raped 4 other kids way before he raped me and my sister. And you know something? The state didn't do nothing about it. CPS didn't do shit about it. The police didn't do shit about it. Papers end up vanishing. He was from the National Guards. I salute the fact that people serve, but I don't salute of them raping kids and thinking it's okay that they can get away with it just because they're National Guards. You make the National Guards look bad. And you know, it's a slap in our faces when you guys got people that are in this stuff and knows for a fact they're going to get saved because they're part of the government. And things vanish, disappear. That guy eventually got reinstated not too long ago with honorably discharged. He got re-honorably discharged. He was dishonorably discharged, but he eventually got dishonorably discharged, which is a slap in many people's faces, many victims. Me as a survivor, that's a slap in my face. That's that's the kind of thing that they're trying to put out here to be okay. They want pedophiles to be able to come on these social media sites and fuck with our kids. I say that's wrong. I say that's inhumane. And any kid that goes through what I went through, I I know what you've been through. Not exactly, but I know what you've been through. But I could never sit out here and just stand by. I don't give a fuck if I go into somebody's live. They a sick motherfucker. And I know it. I'm going to get up on they live and I'm going to let them know, hey, look, what you're doing is wrong, bro. And somebody going to come see you. And before anybody goes and does anything with that address, the address that somebody gave to you, a sick motherfucker, I'm going to let you know, that went out there saying that he kidnapped somebody and he gang raped somebody. The guy that went out there talking to that little minor, the address that he posted out there, you can't find the building. And that's a fact. That 231 address, yeah, you guys all know who I'm talking about. We looked it up. But it's okay. It's okay. Because I'm going to point something out. To anybody that's supporting that kind of shit and saying and listening to that motherfucker say he's for they're for kids, this goes out to anybody. You support anybody that says they're for kids and been out here talking sexually to minors, you're a sick motherfucker. And if you seen it, and if you haven't, well, you might want to check these motherfuckers' YouTube comments. And that's a fact. You might want to start checking their YouTube comments. You might want to start checking everything. Now, I don't throw anything out without facts. Unless it's proof. And obviously, we got proof. It's got the person's name on it, writing it on his page. These are on it. These are all on his page. And we found them. So dude needs to be very careful on what he tries to do. I'm not gonna say. You guys all know who I'm talking about. And to the other sick motherfucker that's getting attention just the same way, that only lasts for so long. People only listen to your lies for so long. The truth is going to remain the same, just like I told anybody out here before. Believe me, I've been attacked. People's Photoshop pictures, my picture onto somebody's sexual registry. You know, if anybody wants to see what I'm talking about, come to my Facebook, Drake Charger. Yeah, I'll send it to you. And this is different just from the facts of somebody just coming out here saying something happened and then it not being true and me saying some shit. I put my life out here. I have nothing to hide from this world. When I get up on social media, I have nothing to hide from nobody. I put, when people attack me and they accuse me of shit, I put it out on social media. Here's a fact: a sexual predator will never put any of that out there. Never. If they were guilty, they're going to try to make it look good on them. I've never tried to make anything. When somebody came out lying about me. I've always turned around and kept with the same story. People's tried to call me the pedo word. People's tried to call me a woman beater. Guess what? That's not the case. Well, you just haven't been caught, is what they tried to say. Guess what? They figured out they were wrong. All them people that's ever said that has found out that they weren't wrong. Guess what? One of them people that came out and accused me of shit is now locked up for sexually molesting a little kid. That person got exactly what he deserved. And I'm going to say it. I don't feel bad for the motherfucker. He's exactly like his fucking father. The same motherfucker that raped 4 other kids, the same motherfucker that raped me and my sister. Yes, his father is the one that molested me. The same guy that accused me of shit is now locked up. He's just like his fucking father. He's no better than his father. And me saying shit like this is real shit. Now, many people can allegate something. Are they ever going to throw out facts? Did they ever call the police? Did they ever do anything to try to get somebody locked up? Did they try to hurt that motherfucker? No? Oh, damn. Ain't that about a bitch? And have I been in jail for 10 days for something I didn't do? You damn right. Has cops tried to put their hands on me before? You damn right. Did them cops get fired and lose their fucking jobs? They did. And believe me, nobody, the sheriff, the cops didn't believe it until dude actually showed his true colors. One of them cops that put their hands on me, tried, no, this motherfucker was doing this. Dude told his own boss, I want to beat this motherfucker's ass. Just to remind you people, the guy turned around and told his boss, I'm the one that turned around and threatened him. That I'm the one that threatened to beat his ass in the first place. Why would I threaten somebody for no reason? And I said I was gonna beat your ass after you turn around and called me the N-word, and then you turn around and slam my head on the fucking car about 6 times. And you pulled us over for no reason. Did that cop lose his job? Yes. There's another one, Mr. Officer Bristol, that I do believe got turned into a sergeant. He swung and hit me. After he pushed me, I didn't do anything until he hit me. When he hit me, that's when I lost all control. That's when I swung on dude. And I let him know he fucked up. He eventually got upset. He landed on the ground. And his partner knew I didn't hit him without him swinging on me. His partner told him he was in the wrong for it. I still got arrested. His partner said this is come back to bite you in the ass. Now check this. Karma might not happen right away. Shit might not happen right away. But it eventually will come back to break you down. Eventually, sometime in your lifetime. He told the prosecutor attorney, I pushed him and he pushed me back. He wasn't lying that he pushed me. He's the one that pushed me. What he didn't tell them is I didn't push him. What he also didn't tell the prosecutor attorney is that he swung and hit me. Now this is before they had body cams. And I'm probably one of the reasons why there's body cams out there now. But he didn't tell them that he swung and hit me. He lied to the judge and said I pushed him. I didn't push him. He's the one that was pushing me 6 different times. When he swung and hit me in my jaw, it was over, bro. But I let his lie go. And the judge asked me, did you push him? I said, after he pushed me. Now, technically, I didn't lie. I didn't cover up what he did. And I'll admit, that night I was drunk. I was drunk as fuck. But here's one thing I remember everything when I've been drinking. Now, when I get drunk as a skunk, I wasn't that drunk that night. So people got to remember. I remembered everything from that night. That officer, he got his way. I went to jail for 30 days. Whether people want to believe it or believe not, it happened. Just go ask the Charlotte Police Department up in Michigan. Go ask them if it didn't happen. Yeah, I'm talking about the police station that's hooked up to the fire department. Where it happened at, the old home is not there. It is now replaced by a bank or I do believe it's a doctor's office now. And the only way you're gonna know where this is at, it's right across from the VFW. It's got a big old helicopter in front of it now. On the other side of the road. The VFW is on the other side of the road. So you're going to be able to know when you go past it. There's a helicopter right across the street from the old place I used to live. The building that's now there is, I do believe, a doctor's office. Um, did I go to jail? Yes, I did 30 days. Came back out of jail. The same day I came back out of jail, guess what I'm hearing from other police officers? We heard you got beat up. You know the fucked up thing is? The funny thing is, they were laughing because my face looked great. We heard you got your ass whooped. It looks like, and one of the officers that liked me turned around and told me, he was like, dude, you didn't get beat up. I said, you're damn right I didn't. I said, your motherfucking, your sergeant, your your officer got his ass handed to him. I said, go ask his partner. Bristol was running around bragging that he beat the fuck out of me. A police officer went around lying. Now here's another thing I want to point out. Right down the street from that old house that I used to live at, where the officer Bristol showed up at, was right. If you go past it, you're gonna see a building on the same side as the VFW, right? And there's some like trees right by the VFW. On the other side of that used to be the old Felposh. And it's a fact. Charlotte, Michigan, people. Look it up. I would show you, but I don't got no reverse on this camera, so that's probably one thing that they need to get on here. That way it's easy to show our screens. But I'm just keeping it real, people. I did 30 days while that officer was out there bragging. And he seen me the same day. You're not allowed to be around me. I don't give a fuck. So, Officer Bristol, you lied on my name? That's what I looked at him and told him. I said, you lied on my name, bro. And he knows it. He didn't know who told me. But I know for a fact he was going around telling other police officers. It wasn't just one police officer that told me this story. Every officer that seen me, they know who I am. Even the cop named, what they called her, RoboCop. Or some shit like that. I can't remember. They called her something like that. But all these officers know who I am. I'll tell you this. Am I against police brutality? Yes. If it actually happens. Police brutality is not a racial motive, right? Sometimes it might be a racial motive, but not all the times. It doesn't matter what somebody's race is. The police will beat the fuck out of anybody if they're bad police. They don't like somebody, they're going to beat the fuck out of somebody. And that's a fact. If they're dirty cops, they're gonna think they're gonna get away with it. Period. The good cops are the ones that you guys should be standing up for. You guys shouldn't go around killing every cop out here. The bad cops, put them on blast. I believe in that. Hold on one second. But anyways, back to what I was saying though, people. So my life has not been that a great story, as you guys can see. My life has not been everything that a lot of people would seem. I'm not a bad person. I have PTSD because I've gone through a lot of things. Now let me remind you, one of the stories I didn't tell you, right? And I wanna help other people understand this. Because people didn't like me in certain areas. I was jumped by 26 people, left for dead. And a lot of people go out here making stories of, yeah, this dude has threatened my life and all this. Oh yeah? Why did I threaten your life? There's gotta be a reason. Why did I say some things in retaliation of the fact? Remember that. 26 people in Charlotte jumped me at a park at close to the fairgrounds. Right next to the fairgrounds actually. And the police remember it just like it was yesterday. I was left for dead. I was bleeding. I had blood drooling down my face. I didn't know I was even bleeding, So the fact of this, people wanted me dead. But here's the fact, they didn't kill me. I survived through every beating I've ever been put through. I've been stabbed 4 different times. I've been shot at. I've been pushed through a window. I didn't have the greatest life. I'm the one that came through and said, look, I'm going to go out here and find missing kids. I'm the one that's going to go out here and do this. When I grew up, I'm the one that came out and said that. I'm going to I'm going to do something in honor to make sure these kids make it back home safe. It started back in 2008 or 18, 10 years, 11, 10, 11, 12 years ago. We'll put it at 13 years ago because originally my accounts got taken down. It started on YouTube. That's where I was at, YouTube, and then I went to Facebook. A lot of my stuff got torn down. My MySpace is probably the only thing that's never really got torn down. Like I might have got in trouble, got banned for a couple days, but um, when the MySpace owner came back and he talked to me, he was like, "Hey, you good?" And he's like, let's settle this." And I was like, "Hey, I only can settle so much, bro." Like I had a long talk with Tom, and Tom realized like I was telling the truth. Like most of the shit I was putting out there, I was telling the truth. So I got to keep my MySpace. I came with facts. I didn't come with lies, none of that shit. Um, so people don't a lot of times like me because I tell the truth. I don't believe in pedophiles. I don't believe in pedophilia. I don't believe in the pedophile jokes. in accusing somebody, you better have facts. If somebody did some shit like that, you better have facts, and you better be doing what you claiming, or you better hurt that motherfucker. Like I said, a lot of people tried ruining me as a good person. I don't trust very many people. When I trust, I trust. But if people ever break that trust, it's over. I will never be able to trust somebody. And I don't trust people that go out here and talk about kidnapping and gang raping and all that. I just don't. And I understand that social media don't want me speaking on it. They're just worse. They're worse than the news. They want me off because I will talk about things that shouldn't be that should be talked about. This is another way for us to get that news out there. Hey, look, these are things that people shouldn't be saying. That they're gonna gang rape somebody's kid. That they're gonna rape somebody's woman. I understand a lot of you come out here thinking, oh, somebody's hot, and just because they hot looking doesn't mean they're a good person. Let's take that out of sight. Out of don't. It's not out of context there. Promise. Just because somebody looks good doesn't mean they're a good person. Just know the facts of the reality. Get to know people. Get to know what these people are about. But I was locked up for 10 days, right? For a woman that said I beat her ass. That case got dismissed. I was in jail. I almost died in jail over something that didn't even happen. I'm the one that told the police officer, take me to jail. I wanted to go to jail because I wanted to fight this case. I wanted it on document. I didn't know that my attorney was going to be against me at the beginning. I didn't know what they already had planned. The judge paid off this attorney to make me look like a bad guy. That's fine. Already, my phone already had about 12 messages from the victim, the disposable victim. I can't even call her a victim. She's a lying person that claimed to be a victim. Because in them voicemails, I should have recorded them and put them on YouTube, where she told me on them voicemails she didn't hit. I didn't hit her. That the only thing I did was take away a knife from her. She told the police I beat the fuck out of her. And the pictures that she's going, the pictures that she went out there showing people wasn't even from me. It was weeks after I got bonded out. 10 days. 10 days. Actually, it was a couple months later. 2 months later, I do believe. No, it would have been because she started showing people stuff in July, right? A week after 2 weeks after I got released, she started sending out these photos or this photo. You want to know where that photo came from? Inside of the house that she got beat up in. You know how I know this? Because I know some people that know the people that she was living with. She got beat up because of the fact that she tried to fuck somebody else's man. This is after the fact that she turned around and tried to lie and say I cheated on her and all this shit. But if the police would have went through her phone that night, they would have seen where this woman threatened to have me murdered. To have me murdered. To have me killed. So all this shit talking that people do on me, that case got dismissed. I have the paperwork too. Well, I don't have the actual paperwork. I got a picture of the paperwork. And you can go right back to the judge and you can talk to him. Well, listen, man, I fought. And I fought my case. I won that case. I didn't back down from the judge. I didn't back down from my attorney. I had nobody. I had myself. Who brought this in front of the attorney? The attorney didn't want to hear me. The day that we're in July that we're supposed to be in court, right? Guess what happened? Attorney looks at me and says, "No, she's not here anyway, so she's gonna be thrown out." No, I want you to hear this. You either hear me, or I'm gonna go to jail for whooping your fucking ass because you're against me. My attorney looks at me and was like, "What'd you just say?" I just said, "I will whoop your ass if you do not turn around and listen to these fucking recordings. If you are gonna be against me, fine, be against me. But give me this chance for you to hear these fucking recordings." And this was from the day that she turned around, the day I went to jail, the day I got booked in is the day that she was calling me. Not even a minute after I left the house, she was calling my motherfucking phone while I was being taken to jail. When I got to the booking, she was calling my phone. The police told me, "Hey, you can answer that phone." It's her. Who's her? The victim, the disposable victim. And that's what I told him. And I looked at that cop and I said, "Look, now if I can't get to my phone to use it as evidence, will you testify for me?" And he heard the message. He heard the message. And he said, "You want to know something? I'm going to," and he even charged my phone up. And he says, "I'm going to turn it off. But if it does come to the fact that you need somebody to be at your court case," and guess what? He was there. He was there on the last day that I ever went to court. He was there to testify against disposable victim, the one that claimed I did so much to her. The attorney eventually listened to them recordings. There was 26 messages. It's funny, ain't it? I was drunk by 26 people, 26 messages. It's weird. But yeah, she was blowing up my damn phone. And guess what? She even called me while I was in jail. In jail. They told her not to even call back. And that's a fact. So you know something? I had many people that was gonna come to court. The cops even talked to me while I was in jail, and I told them, I said the only reason why I listened to her is because of the fact that she told me that she was pregnant. That's the only reason why I listened to her. Did I speak to her that day? Yes. But I told her, I said, look, you can't be talking to me. If you want this to go away, whatever, I'm not gonna make you or force you. Do what's right. If you're gonna lie and you're gonna claim that's right, do that then. Guess what? The attorney that was against me eventually turned for me. Turned for me. Instead of being against me, he was for me. You want to know something? She almost didn't show up though. It was after the fact I made a scene to get them to listen to them recordings. If that attorney wouldn't listen to them recordings, I would have been sitting in prison for something I didn't do. But that's just what I'm putting out for you guys to understand. That case is all over. It's no longer something that's being looked in. Why? It was dismissed without prejudice. And that's the reason why I don't trust people. Because people like that, women like that make real women look bad. Men like that lie and say disgusting shit, they make us real men look bad. Fake women that go out here and claim that they're about this and about that, but they're really trying to have somebody murdered off. Now I wish I can go back and get the message where she told somebody else that she wanted to kill me off. That would really make the public aware. And guess what? If somebody that worked at Facebook gave me a screen recording of her text to that dude, that would make my day a lot better because I would prove to everybody what kind of woman this woman is. I could really ruin that woman, but I don't give a fuck about that woman. I'm gonna let her go out. She can go out here and lie, but eventually somebody's gonna get that screenshot or that screen recording of her saying that she wanted me murdered off. Someday it's gonna come back. That receipt's gonna come back. It's gonna bite her. Or she's gonna do something to somebody else and it's gonna come back to bite her. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about making this world a better place and help educate other people of the sick, vile people that we got. I want you to be careful of these fake men and fake women that come out here and claim that they're something that they're not. And that you give them all your attention and all this kind of crazy. It's okay to give the right person attention, but when you give the wrong people attention and you back up and support somebody after they just got done saying some weird ass shit, you need to think about the person that you're fucking with. I'm not changing nobody's mind. I don't want to. I can't. I can't change your mind. I can't force you to change your opinion. You have to do your own. You have to do your own evaluation. Figure it out. You don't trust me. You don't trust any person that's tried to show. That's all that we can do. So just realize shit like that does happen. And the people that support the pedophile shit, the pedophile talk, no. And when we're talking about pedophile talk, we're not talking about somebody that's discussing. This is the reason why pedophiles shouldn't be out here. We're talking about people that discussing about raping kids. We're talking about people raping people. We're talking about people kidnapping people. We're talking about the sex talk on YouTube that shouldn't be discussed on these platforms. And I'm not saying keep people quiet, but I'm just saying you don't know who is in there in them chats. You don't know who's in your video. This is the reason why I keep myself and I try to figure out how old people are because I'm not gonna have somebody get me in a situation. No, not gonna happen no more. People have done that for years, trying to lie on me, try to be like, "Oh, this motherfucker's this." Okay, cool. Glad you people do it. Did I stand up for myself? Yes. And that's a fact. But people, I'm gonna get up off here. I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. Um, and like I said, I'm not out here for clout. I'm not out here to be famous. I'm not out here for none of that. I'm out here for conversation. I'm out here to help people, help social media, and help you guys watch out for your kids and all that. I'm help you guys. I'm out here to help people get information out, the correct information. I don't want to be well known. I'm already well known on sites. I'm already well known in the streets and all that. In certain areas. I don't need to be famous. I'm not trying to make money. I don't need your money. If I can help people out here gain something out of this, that's all I want. But I will talk to you guys on the next one.